It's been quite an interesting journey. We founded about 12 months ago. So we started with the idea of building a challenger bank in the UK. We realised that it's perfect timing to start a new type of bank in the UK, and it seems like the regulatory structure and the market is perfect for doing that. But then we realised it's also a very crowded space. There's already Atom and Starling and Mondo and Tandem and a whole bunch of other challenger banks. So we thought, actually, let's try and see if we could do something totally different with Secco. Let's see if we could start a bank that really challenges the core concepts of what a real bank is. Your traditional bank, they still adhere to three main rules, right? So banks generally define what money is, they create money, and they hold money on your behalf. So the Bank of England says, here's what a pound is. They create pounds and they give it to your retail bank and they hold it on your behalf, right? We don't generally hold money anymore. We hold a card or an account, username, password that gives us access to our money. We are breaking those three rules. So we're saying in Secco, you literally have the ability to define your own money, you can create your own money, and you can store your own money physically on your phone. So what that means is we're giving people the power of the Bank of England to literally issue their own currencies. So just like fiat currency, like pound sterling or dollars or euros or whatever is backed by the reputation of the country that issues it, we give you the ability to create currencies that are backed by your own individual reputation. So it's like giving everyone a share price, where your price as an individual is backed by your knowledge and your experience and your reputation and your education, your connections, hopes, dreams, aspirations, all of this kind of stuff goes together to be what you are. So essentially, ultimately, what we're doing is creating a bank where your worth is not how much money you have, but it's the contents of your character. I think they do. I think it's obviously a very saturated market. I'm not sure we need 300 peer-to-peer lenders launching every single month. I think you'll probably find there's a consolidation process where some of the big players will rise to the top. Some of them will be able to stand on their own 2 feet and directly stand toe-to-toe and face off against the big banks. Quite a lot of them will partner or be consumed by the big banks. And that's not necessarily a bad thing for fintech startups to be bought out by a bank or to partner with a bank. I think what's happening at the moment is that all the fintech players, for the last few years, they've been they've basically been chewing off tiny bits of the bank and they've been trying to optimize it. And ultimately there will be that rebundling of financial services into the big banks to build a nicer bank than what we started with when we dismantled the whole thing in the first place. We'll look back on maybe the last 20 years and think how naive we were with the internet. We basically splurged our data around everywhere. We've basically given banks and utilities and education establishment and retail organisations, everybody's got our data. And what they're doing is they're all having a massive big data party on our behalf, and we're not invited to this party. They're all sharing this data, and that gets really even worse when all institutions start building their own APIs as well. All of that does is facilitate all these big organisations sharing our data, right? And we're left out of this equation. So what we're doing is giving people the ability in Secco to reclaim the information, and they can deposit into their own bank, which sits on their phone. What that means is that they create their own API that they get to broadcast from themselves as an individual, and then they can interact with other individuals or other institutions. So the power play is reversed. So basically you become the master of your data, you will give that to organisations, or you won't necessarily give it, you could license it, or you could potentially sell it. It gives you the ability to start monetising your data, and that's where in Secco you start earning interest on your data, interest on how interesting you are, rather than big companies making money out of your information. In Secco, we've got the ability to create a personal broadcast to your proximity. So imagine it's like Pokemon Go. So if you play Pokemon Go, you can scan the area, find Pokemon and interact with them and catch them and do what you want with them, right? In Secco, we do the same thing for real people. So you can scan a proximity, locate people in your area and interact with their personal APIs that they've created. So that gives you the ability to, it's a proximity social network, and you get to define what that API is. In the fashion industry, that means that you could be sitting in a coffee shop and see someone across the street and go, wow, I really love a handbag, or I really love a dress, or shoes are amazing, right? Secco gives you the ability to give them a real world like. So you can give them a like or a plus or send them a medal or something like that, right? So it's kind of a nice way of interacting, but you can go beyond that. So you say, I wonder where she bought that handbag from. So you can interact with the handbag, click through and go and buy it off that retailer. So what we've done there is we're giving the person who's seen your handbag a discount voucher for buying it. The person who's wearing the handbag gets a referral bonus for someone having bought it on them, and the retail organisation gets a whole new channel, a sales channel which doesn't exist today, which is not their shop front and it's not their digital store. Every one of the customers is now a walking mannequin for their personal brand. So we've invented a whole other retail channel, right? a very engaging thing, and suddenly as a fashion person or somebody, a fashionista, your outfits are now selling themselves, they're paying for themselves, because anytime somebody sees a dress or shoes or handbag on you and they're buying it from you, then you're getting amazing revenue. What you've done there is you've monetized your reputation of the fashionista, the data is what I'm wearing right now, the currency coupons are these referral tokens, the discount vouchers, and the reputational points that you get. So what's happening there with people creating currency, they're trading, they're interacting, actually it's solving some real problems in quite an engaging experience. Have a vision, pick a vision, have a mission, get something that really inspires people to want to work towards that. Not just our mission is to create value for shareholders, it should be some positive impact or creating some revolutionary change or something that gets people excited.